So Ghana is my place of birth, and I moved to the United States when I was 14. And in 2011, I had an opportunity to go back to Ghana, and I was overwhelmed with what I saw, in that individuals with disabilities, intellectual disabilities, including autism, lacked resources and services. I felt the need to do something about it as I was doing something here in the United States. Haven is a place of refuge. When I think of the definition, dictionary calls it a place where you can see favorable conditions. And Haven is established to be able to help individuals with autism grow and become the best that God has created them to be.
Big and small, big, 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 small, small, small.
I was called by a small girl that my daughter was lying down on the street. That's the main street just passed by our house. So I went and asked her, she's called Aaron. Now the other name is Aaron. I said, Aaron, why are you sleeping? I'm feeling dizzy. So she was sleeping on the street.
So we went to the psychiatric hospital, and we've been going to the psychiatric hospital, and they said we shouldn't come again, and that they don't see what is wrong with Jifa, and that we should take Jifa abroad. That's what they told me. They don't know what to do. So Daddy told the doctor, so you have given up so early. If you, the doctors, have given us, what do you expect me, the parent, to do? That's what the doctor told me, that I should take Jifa abroad.
If you leave the child with someone, when you come back, you come to see him in the worst condition. He's hurt himself and all kinds of things. They just don't understand him, what is going on and how to manage. They just don't understand.
She can get at about 3 a.m. and start screaming.
In my own journey with my son Nicholas, I've seen the growth that he has experienced by having access to resources. And so Haven was established to provide similar resources to children and other individuals with intellectual disabilities, including autism. When I first went to Ghana in 2011, I was blessed to meet with some wonderful individuals who had began the work of creating programs and services for individuals with autism. Along the journey, I met parents. One of them actually had 3 children on the autism spectrum, and they shared with me the lack of resources, the lack of access to information, to tools, to services, and that motivated me to look for ways to bring that resources to Ghana. Unfortunately, when people talk about autism, they may focus on only one aspect. Some focus on the spiritual aspect, some focus only on the mental or the mind and leaving out the body. Some people just focus on the body and not the other component. What Haven does is we provide information that addresses all the aspects that is required to ensure that that individual or that child gets the best care. By understanding that this is a body, this is a mind, and this is a spirit that is in disorder.
That is my problem now. If I'm not there, how is she going to cope?
Since I came to Heaven, I've realized that although the other school they were doing well, but here I think it's far, far better. Because before we came here, he couldn't even hold a pencil. He just couldn't, but now he can hold it right. He can say A, B, C, D. And when I say some words, when I point his what he says, he will mention it.
The right knowledge is critical. And our goal from the beginning was to ensure that families, teachers, parents, caregivers were exposed to the best information that is around the world. What Haven established was to make that information available to people for free. It's one thing to create awareness, but it's other thing to actually begin to support and provide the necessary therapies and services that these individuals need. I recall one mother this is about 2 years ago, who came in when we were doing an assessment. I brought down a developmental pediatrician and a speech pathologist, and she walks in with her child, overwhelmed because the child was nonverbal, not talking. After the assessment with the professionals, I had an opportunity to have conversations with her about the role of just basic dietary interventions, changing a child's diet, what she feeds him. From that experience, we engaged in using telemedicine by using technology through the phone, video conferencing, to talk to her more about that. Over the time, we've gone from a nonverbal child to a child that is vocalizing, beginning to form words, and that mother has now become one of the biggest advocates for the center.
So we look at each child, assess their needs, and tailor-make the services to suit them. So it's not a one-size-fits-all, because we're very much aware that each child is unique and special, and therefore we pay that kind of attention. We also ensure that there's continuous engagement with the professionals that come in. They don't just come and go. They keep in close contact. We do a lot of video conferencing. So they'll dial in and check up on the kids and on the teachers particularly, because they impart knowledge to them to be able to, work with the children. So
I've worked with 2 developmental pediatricians from the United States who have traveled with me to Ghana. We've brought professors from the College of New Jersey who have now established a study abroad program in collaboration with Haven to bring forth their students from the US to Ghana to work with the students. I have brought board certified behavioral analysts who provide direct instruction and develop behavioral intervention plans to help our teachers and our children. We've worked with speech pathologists and occupational therapists, and special education teachers, nutritionists, and all manners of individuals to come to Ghana. And I am proud to say that each one of them have had an amazing, pleasant time and are always looking forward for the opportunity to come back. The reality is that because there's lack of services, many actually keep their children at home. And so what we're advising is, if an individual has a child on the autism spectrum, it is better to say so. And the more of us that do that, the better chance we have that the government, society will come to terms that there is a need.
We need to teach them to follow directions, to hear our words, and then do something.
Our vision is to see these individuals who are with us transition into mainstream schools so they could be with their peers. And then this opens up the door for new pupils to come in. What we're seeing is the need to expand into other areas in Ghana. So that's part of our long-term goal, short-term and long-term goal, to have other facilities where we can mimic and establish the same pattern of growth for our children.
So they need a bigger building and they need more staff. Because these children are special and they need people to concentrate on them and teach them. And it takes a very long time for them to grab one thing. So they need more staff to also help. And the parents too can also help. If you have some expertise there, you can also come and teach. Yes.
She's more independent now, as a matter of fact. So we're actually praying that this place will correct her.
I'm praying that heaven will be more branches and help others.
We're really listening to what the parents are saying, and they're interested in interactive, using technology, using tools that the students can learn like their peers. So we're expanding our program to include after-school program where we'll do homework help, computer skills. We would do STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We're including a music program. As a matter of fact, I had a person recently volunteer to help us start the music program by donating some of the musical instruments towards that.
I'm praying that God will help Kofi to be a big musician. I know he has that thing. So we are praying.
Always makes his beat, drum a lot.
All we need the hyper will come down.
We're also looking into the vocational aspect so that individuals who go to mainstream schools during the day or are in a different program can come to Haven and be exposed to the different skills that the individual can learn.
Genevieve's team, well, let me call it Genevieve's team because she mobilizes, always brought new perspectives and more insight. And their level of dedication, they will probe and probe and probe till they get to the bottom of it, even when they're done here, because usually the stay is short. Even when they're done here, like I said, they will follow up. If it means taking test results back to the US to go get a second opinion, back and forth, if it means making arrangements even for the parents out there to be able to get contact with other professionals, they're happy to do it.
My administrator, the chief administrator officer, I call her, is Jennifer. An amazing, tirelessly wonderful woman who has given Haven so much, and we continue to grow because of her love for these individuals and the children. The teachers are committed to a fault in that they're looking for ways that the children can grow. They're looking for strategies to make the children's gifts be demonstrated. They connect well with the parents. They understand the need to try different options. Our parents are committed to the process, understanding that this is hard work in trying to bring the gifts that are hidden in our individuals. And over the years, as we've seen ourselves expand, our teachers are now placing demand on us to say we need to expand because there are more children and more individuals that we can help. That's passion, that's commitment, that's dedication. And to have that in a center is such a blessing.